I would like to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by the Dolphin Wars.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to King Dolphin TV. I am Raymond. I am the author of the Dolphin Wars series of books. Welcome to the best pod in YouTube. I hope you all had a wonderful day with this Indian summer and are staying relatively warm. We know tonight's interview, anybody who has been on King Dolphin TV several times. We are honored to have the amazing Antiderivative Jill join the pod. She's got a wonderful channel. I've been a guest, and as you know, that she's worked with me on Deep Space Nine discussions and also Radio King Dolphin TV. Well, I decided I wanted to interview her about her channel, and she's offered to come on. So please give a King Dolphin television welcome to Antiderivative Jill.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me on today. Yes, I do enjoy talking about Deep Space Nine and reading along with your book. That's pretty fun on this channel. But I also enjoy my time on YouTube, on whichever channel I'm on.
Good. Yeah, she's also on. She is also on the Clobbering Time Star Trek team.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't happen every time, but sometimes I'm able to be on the season finale of a Star Trek stream, like for not for Deep Space Nine yet, but for the Next Generation.
Okay.
I've been able to be on the panel there, but every Saturday I do put in my written reviews in the chat.
And they are very amazing. They're very amazing. Matt G says, Jill likes Star Trek since when? We'll find out. We will find out.
Oh, that is a story.
Yes. So before we get started on our interview, I'd like to remind everybody that if you like what King Dolphin TV is doing here, I am bringing creators out and giving them voices, please like and subscribe. Also, if you know any creators out there, please reach out to me. I would like to welcome to all on the chat and continue doing great interviews. Let us welcome the people in the chat. Right now I have, currently I only have maintaining the wrenches. We have Snortopupus Cuber. How are you doing, Snort?
Hi, Snort.
Yeah. Mini Snort's sleeping, otherwise I'd bring him out. We have Sandra, our amazing producer, the leader of the wrenches, and my better half, the one who keeps me out of trouble.
Hey, Sandra.
And we have some great people in the chat already.
Indeed, we do.
Yeah, we've got Lord Thoth, who was the first one to come in.
Lord Thoth is awesome. He also shows up sometimes on the Saturday Night Star Trek.
Yeah, yes, definitely. We have Pierre Kelly has come. He has visited us several times, and he's saying, "Wait, where's Raymond's face?" Since Jill's on Avatar, I'm going to do Avatar myself.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then we've got Matt G. He's here. Hello, Matt G.
Matt G is a really great wrench on my channel.
Oh, good. And we have a newcomer. we have DK Dan. Hello, DK Dan, and welcome. You're a newcomer here. Hope you like and subscribe.
Hey, BK Dan.
And we have the wonderful Pudgy Hedgehog, who does his own take of the Star Trek monologue. He says, "Space, the final frontier. Pudgy explored space under couch with Slapshot Weasel."
Nice.
Nice. Yes.
I'd say the other thing he does related to Star Trek, but we're not prepared for that right now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes, that's hopefully never again, but usually we deal with him on weekends. Okay. So we are going to we'll welcome more people as they come on. Again, if you've been here with other interviewers on Wednesdays, we do what I do is I will ask Jill various questions to sort of break the ice and get more out of what she's doing here, and then after we've gone through the questions, I open it up to the chat for your amazing questions. So,
Speaking of amazing,
hello, Tiger Stripes.
yes, hi, Tiger Stripes.
Yes, how are you tonight? So what we do is once we've asked the questions, we will open up to the chat. We'll start showing some of her pictures from her channel, and she will answer them. What I do ask is, I know that there's a bunch of impatient people here, that you wait till we get through the questions so that to make the chat more enjoyable. So again, hello, Tiger Stripes. And John Rendell, another one of our ranchers, is currently stuck in traffic, but he will be on, hopefully.
Yeah, drive safe, John Rindle.
Yes, always drive safe. Okay. Oh no, he said he just made it, so he was stuck in traffic. Oh, great, awesome.
Glad you're not stuck in traffic anymore.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree with Sandra. It was so nice of you to shout me out when you were on Pop Culture Breakdown. You did great. Yes.
I missed that, and then the video was privatized. So
yeah.
I'm sure it was great. I wish I would have watched it when it was on the first time. I didn't know I wasn't going to get a chance.
Yeah. Well, it was really good, and I would really liked his shout out. Pudgy says, on to interview. Pudgy settles down, and Snort says, where is Snort? Snort says, ferrets and hedgehogs under my snoozing couch. Yep, they're there. Okay, so let us get started here. I have known Jill really since she started I joined the Clobbering Times stream, and just saw how amazing her interviews are. I mean,
my reviews. Yeah.
Yes, reviews.
Yeah, because I take notes when just like Raquel does, but I type them. She uses a pen and paper.
So you do them right on your computer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess it's different by the generations. Basil, the pumping seagull, is here. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Basil, hi.
Hey, Basil. Okay, and so like I said, that's where I first met her and really enjoyed her interviews. And then she later became a wrench for Doomcock. Hail, Doomcock.
Hail, Doomcock.
And then when I started getting my channel going here, she was supportive of when I started my channel. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And then I decided to bring up some do some different things. And I know she is loves Star Trek as much as I do, and we decided to go for Deep Space Nine. And then we've also when I decided to do Radio King Dolphin TV, where I'm reading portions of the book, I thought about her as one of my protagonists, and she's done an amazing job on that. And in November, she will join Tiger Stripes and myself to read another chapter.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be a voice actor. You made the dream come true.
Yes, I want to talk to you I want to talk to you about another thing I want to do, and just to see how you would handle a different personality. So I'm looking forward to our second installment of Radio King Dolphin TV. So, but this isn't about me. This is about you, Jill. And so we will begin. And Tiger Stripe says, same here. Yes. Okay. So we know about your channel, but tell us about yourself before or outside of your channel.
So, I think you might have just heard what I am outside of my channel. If you heard my child screaming, yes, I am a mom of 2 young children, but I also have a degree in computer science and a minor in mathematics.
Ooh.
And however, I mentioned the minor because of my name being antiderivative, but also computer science is also a degree in mathematics.
That's true.
Yeah, it deals with logic and discrete math.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to find a way to put all those ones and zeros together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, because you're speaking to a computer, and so use these languages in order to translate English into computer code that the computer can understand.
What is your favorite computer operating code?
Right now, my favorite, since I work a lot with websites, is PHP, which works with HTML and MySQL databases, JavaScript, and CSS, which is the code that they use to make things look pretty, the style sheets.
Oh, okay.
So I like doing all of the web stuff right now.
Okay. All right. Great. And so I decided to add this question in there before we go to the next one. How long have you been a Trekkie?
Oh, okay. I actually wasn't finished with the first question, but I can.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So while I was in school, I had internships with Dell and IBM.
Mm-hmm.
So I get, but right now, like I said, I'm content to provide website work with my software engineering skills, and I mostly developed those with my favorite company that I worked for, named Apogee Invent. And it was a smaller operation, but they're absolutely the best people ever for business websites and design. So I just wanted to talk about them because they're cool.
Okay.
And I miss their meetings sometimes. They rock. And I might actually do less of all of that today than before, but if I ever need, it's a pretty good skill that I have in my back pocket. Yeah. And it's no accident actually that my husband is also a software engineer. His job is to write software for oil companies, and he is insanely talented at creating what people think are impossible tasks. We met in computer science class, and he asked me out to a movie, and then he ran away as quickly as possible. And I think it was because he didn't want to mess anything up or something, but I guess he didn't because we're married.
Yeah.
And so then he also likes science fiction like I do. So we talk a lot about that too. Great. He showed me Stargate, SG-1, and Atlantis, and I showed him Star Trek.
Okay. Now, You mentioned you're a software engineer. Is that the same as a regular engineer? I mean, are you calling?
No.
Can you call yourself? You can't call yourself an engineer.
Well, no, I have to add the software. I'm only an engineer for, computer programming.
Okay.
But my professors told me anybody could be a programmer. What you're going to school for is being an engineer, so the software engineer. So that's why I call myself that. But
Okay.
that's the distinction of having the degree, apparently.
Oh, okay. Have you thought about going back for your graduate?
For
degree?
masters?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about it. I thought maybe I'll do something different, like accounting, just to have a different kind of skill. But no, not going back for computer science again. I think I've done well on that.
When we go offline, let me tell you about an awesome online program that both Sandra and I went to. And I think it would definitely help with your, you could definitely fit it in both expense wise and with your work life balance. It is an awesome program. So just
Great.
When we're done.
Sounds good.
Yep. We have a couple people that came in. We got the amazing Agent Pepsi 1.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, Agent Pepsi 1.
Yep. Who's asking about how Snoopy is? Yeah. Snoopy.
How is Snoopy?
He's still hurting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's still hurting.
Our baby.
Yeah. Animals don't tell us what pain they're in.
No, because it's a survival technique usually to hide the pain, so it's tough with dogs.
Yep. Let's see, and we have SP4H. So.
Hi, SPH.
Yes.
SP4H.
So.
Also a wrench on Doom Cap channel.
Yes, he is. One of the newbies.
Mm-hmm. These are really great.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to tell us about the real Jill before we go into the?
Oh yeah, just that I also have been watching science fiction with my son too, and so that's kind of fun.
Cool.
It's kind of difficult. I haven't been able to get him into Star Trek yet, except for the animated series, but he does enjoy the new Doctor Who. So I've never seen it before, so we're watching that together for the first time. We've seen the first 3 seasons, and oh yeah,
you're talking the Eccleston on to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 9th and 10th Doctor we're on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good doctors. Good doctors.
And I don't know why he won't watch live action Star Trek, but I'm at least happy that he likes Red Dwarf, because that's one that my husband won't watch with me.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I know you and I are very alike in what we watch in our science fiction.
Right. We like similar things, the science and the military aspects.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, other than that, my interests are reading anything, writing nonfiction based topics, and catching up on all the movies and TV that I've missed in my life, which is a staggering amount. You won't believe all the things I've never seen. And those things have been keeping me busy lately.
Hello, Phantom Outsider. You haven't got, I know, I don't think I've asked you yet. You haven't read the Dolphin Wars yet, right?
Not yet. Sorry, I haven't yet. I'm actually working through Raquel's stories, and when I finish her stories, I'll move on to King Dolphin.
All right. Okay. So now, before I ask the question that I've gotten written here, when did you start with Star Trek?
Yes, I always love hearing everybody's stories about how they first watched Star Trek and where they were for certain episodes and movies, because their stories are so much more interesting than mine because the reason that the way that I got into Star Trek was procrastinating in college.
Mm-hmm.
When I found I was procrastinating from doing my homework. when I found that on CBS.com, it had all of the original Star Trek on there. And of course, it doesn't have it now, but this was back in 2005 or something. And it was there for free. So I after watching it, I'd wondered where I'd been all my life. I couldn't. I was such a fool for ignoring it for so long.
Oh wow! Well,
and I watched it again before starting to look for all the other series. And within a space of that year, I watched all of it. Except when I got to Enterprise, I listened to that theme song and I turned it off for about a couple weeks before I picked it back up.
Enterprise was an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm. But I ended up liking it.
Oh yeah, it's Sandra does not like the Xindi line, the Xindi storyline. Snorter Pooper says, I started watching Star Trek before your sun burned hot in space. Yeah, that was me too. I am one of the few people in this chat who can say that they've watched the original series when it was first run. Seeing it in black and white's an experience. We definitely had a black and white TV.
Right, that was what was weird about me watching it all after it was already made, because I would watch Wrath of Khan and I'd cry about Spock dying, but then I just put in the next movie and he's back. Yep. You had to suffer.
Yeah. But yeah, it's and then you had the syndication over and over and over again. And so
yeah, and then the letter writing campaign to get
the letter writing campaign.
Did you send one in?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was too busy with school, and
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's that I say that a lot. I was too busy with school.
In fact, I was when Next Generation came out. I was in Germany in the Air Force, and my boss, he went to the States and he came back and gave me a video of the first 6 episodes of The Next Generation. And
wow.
I almost stopped watching it. They were so bad.
Yeah, right. At least most people would only see one a week, but getting too many of those all at once.
Mm-hmm.
When really only the pilot was really good for the season 1.
Yeah. But then we came home and I caught DS9, and well, you see my love of DS9.
Right. Yeah. DS9 got the characterization down.
Yes, definitely. So, John Rendell says TOS was great in black and white. We had an old Philco that kept going into the 80s. Yeah.
Well, that's really great. The original series was filmed so it could be watched in either color or black and white.
Yeah. Tiger Stripes did a letter. Great Tiger Stripes.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Tell you, I believe I did write my Star Trek letter. I don't do that often. The only other one I remember writing was for Firefly. Nice.
Well, B. Joe Trimble is proud of you.
Yes. So, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of, let's see. Agent Pepsi 1 says got into it in the early 90s, like 91, 7 years old. Mom made me watch reruns of Little House on the Prairie, but I changed to this other channel, 36 for Star Trek, the original series. Cool.
Good choice.
Good choice. So, and
I wish I would have made that choice when I was younger.
Yeah. Did they have it when you were younger in the syndication?
Yeah. It should have been around. It didn't grab me, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And nobody was making me watch it. I wish somebody made me sit there to actually give it a chance.
Yeah, well, I had a fight to see it because my mom was ambivalent and my dad absolutely hated it. There were two shows he absolutely detested. One was Star Trek in all its forms, and secondly was the Wild Wild West. He hated, and he's a cowboy person. He loves cowboy shows.
You tell him, but Dad, it's a wagon train to the stars.
That's what I kept trying to tell him. All right, so let's go on. What made you want to create your channel?
So I am a major introvert, so I didn't really want to make a channel. My start on YouTube actually began with just turning my microphone on. For an introvert, that's the big part. Two channels in particular encouraged me to pick that up. One was Cardinal Sin, and the other was Clobbering Times. And even though Cardinal Sin gave me my first wrench, I didn't really want to go live on air for any reason. Didn't think I really had anything of value or interest to share.
Mm-hmm.
But that changed when I found the Clobbering Times channel and his Saturday night Star Trek that he runs with Raquel Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really marvelous, his show. It's on every Saturday at 9 p.m. Central, and every time you feel like you're at a convention because I had finally been to one. And so I know what that's like. And so you feel like you're at a convention talking with your friends about the best and the worst of everything of real Star Trek,
Mm-hmm.
which of course is Star Trek from 1966 to 2005 that Raquel likes to call the 735 Club because there are 735 episodes of Star Trek, including the movies. I think she puts the movies in there,
Mm-hmm.
the 10 ones. And if that's not enough, they do it again on Thursday when they talk with Marky with the C for their clubhouse, and I like that too.
Yeah, he did that. I think his was my big inspiration.
Yes.
Although I went into a different direction.
Right. And I always say that I discovered them way too late because they had already gone through all the Star Trek episodes. The TOS is what I really wanted. But I jumped in when they were reviewing the animated series and the movies. And I was hooked to this idea of the reviews from the chat and the grades. And so I started making those reviews, trying to make them interesting for the chat. And people seem to like them. I think they're okay.
Yeah.
And even though I do my reviews on my channel in more typical scene-by-scene fashion, I always make sure that it's filled with opinions, production notes, questions, and any observations that I typically incorporate into my Saturday Night Star Trek reviews. So it's definitely had an influence on my channel too. And the first time I discovered Saturday Night Star Trek, I can't even say why or how, but Hobby invited me to his Gene Roddenberry birthday tribute.
Mm-hmm.
And I had said no to live streaming more than once already, but I could not say no to Gene. It was just impossible. So I was honored, but I was nervous because I'd never been on a live stream before.
Mm-hmm.
And so to prepare and get all my nerves out for that, I went to Cardinal Sin's Midnight to Midnight stream, which was a variety show he has, and that helped. And so I had something prepared for Gene's 100th birthday. I talked about the time that he saved all those people, the time he was a pilot, and he saved all those people who were when he was in an airplane crash, and he saved people from that plane.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. I think I remember hearing about that. Him saving people.
Yeah, he did. It was in an oatmeal comic, so I talked about the comic.
Oh, okay.
And it was good.
So,
and so, despite being a major introvert, that's how I started talking on YouTube, but that's not how I started my channel.
Okay.
So it took me a while to decide to begin streaming on my own channel. And if you look at my channel, for 6 years, the only video on there is a costume parade.
I remember saying that.
Yeah, from the time I went to the Star Trek convention.
Okay. Oh,
And
cool.
I one day I might put some captions on there because there's a Klingon being funny in it. Anyway, what finally planted the seeds that I should start my channel was that season 3 of the Orville was coming up, and I thought it would be really great to support the show that I loved so that I could help it, have a chance for season 4. And I had no actual delusions that I was B. Joe Trimble from the Star Trek letter writing campaign, but she was my inspiration for that. I figured I could be one voice out there showing everyone how much I loved the show and that it deserved to continue. And at that point, I realized there were 14 weeks left until season 3, so that if I could review 2 episodes per week, I could have all 26 reviewed before the new season began.
Yeah.
And that gave me 1 extra week to start off my channel with another subject.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was at that point, after going on Claudy's show to talk about Gene, that I had the bug to turn on my mic. So I ended up finding out that I work really well talking about Star Trek with Pop Culture Curator.
Mm-hmm.
And we started talking about conventions, and he told me about the time he went to a panel and got to sit in the front row to listen to DeForest Kelley. He told me about his poetry and that he would read to the crowd. And I wondered how I'd never heard about this before. So I thought it would be really fun to do a reading of one of those poems with some commentary.
Oh, I actually have one of them. So let me put the screen. Let me share the screen. I knew I wasn't going to do this right off the bat, but now that you mentioned it, I figured wide. Let's see. Now, of course. Yep, there it is. Okay. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's right. And since he gave me that idea, I asked Pop Culture Curator on, and he showed up for that. And for that, I read "The Dream Goes On" by DeForest Kelley, and I shared what I had learned about Kelley from his biography, From Sawdust to Stardust, learning that he really is a cowboy. He was, before he became a country doctor. And so my first live stream was about him and his love of Star Trek and ours, because it was really fun to learn how much DeForest Kelley really loved Star Trek and the fans. And it was a pretty positive way to start my channel, and I'm still really happy with that live stream being the first one.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that live stream, and that was great. Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, so now you've got the channel. So you've been doing it for roughly about a year now, actually.
Well, I've been talking on the microphone for about a year, a year since Gene Roddenberry's birthday, so a little more than a year.
Okay. All right. So.
But the channel itself. Well, wait. When did that happen? I forgot that was a question. Let me see what the answer is. So.
One of mine.
Yeah, right. One of your questions was when I started my channel. It looks like
how long you been doing it?
Yeah, how long yeah, right. And so I've been talking for a year, but not on my channel. So I think actually 10 months ago. So it has almost been a year.
Wow.
Just a couple more months.
Yeah, okay. You gotta have a party.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize it was coming up. November 24th. That's going to be a weird party because that's Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving, yeah.
That's Thanksgiving week. Well, it's a Monday, so it's not too bad. Yeah. But as the years go by, I'm going to run into Thanksgiving on my anniversary. That was a poor choice to make a video during that time. But that was the day I made my intro video.
Oh, okay. Great. People are already starting to make their plans. Lord Thoth is saying you have to be there on November 24th.
Thank you, Lord Thoth. Yeah. And I also read earlier in the chat that he watches all my reviews. Thank you for that too.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Okay. So Right now, you're calling your channel Antiderivative Jill. But
Yes.
first off, is it primarily because you are a mathematician?
Yes, it is primarily because of that. It is a great question because it feeds into that intro video that I was just talking about that I have on my channel. Like many people, I had trouble with math when I was a kid, but then I met that one teacher, Stand and Deliver. Well,
Mhm.
not quite that dramatic, but but she was really great. She turned around how I felt about math. She was my
Mhm.
calculus teacher in high school,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and she was the best because she had chalkboards all around the room so that every student could get up and work on the chalkboard, either together or individually,
Mhm.
which was really an engaging way to teach. And I was in um, even though I was in calculus class, there were some very basic principles in algebra and trigonometry that I had missed out on. And she
Mm.
never made me feel dumb about filling in the blanks for those things. And she was just a really good teacher.
Now, let
And
me ask you something. When
and
you
also, oh,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Um, and anyway, also part of it was not just learning to love math. Also, at this time, I started to like punk rock, and I fell in love with this band called the Vandals. And being a pretty positive person, I thought it was kind of funny. They had a song called "Anti," where they sang about all the things they were anti about.
Mhm.
Antiseptic, anti-anticipation, anti-antimatter, and all sorts of weird things.
Mhm.
And it's a very silly song, but I thought it was fun. But I thought if I were anti something, what would I be? And I remembered my time with math and thought that I could be anti-derivative. So
Mm.
so that name goes all the way back to my ancient times of being a teenager. And
Very.
it's even in my channel description. I don't know if anyone ever reads that. but but I say that many misunderstand antiderivative as being against things that are derivative, but in mathematics they're inseparable because they help you solve the whole problem. The derivative helps you find the tangent line, while the integral finds the area under the curve, and together you can learn about many things like the area of a lake, how to maximize how much you can fit into a package, and for use in economics, and so in entertainment. And so I loved how I didn't change my name, even though I'm a pop culture channel, because in entertainment, I believe derivative properties can coexist if done respectfully, like seasons 1 and 2 of the Orville. It
Mhm.
does with Star Trek. And also, I do plan someday on trying to integrate some math or science or something into my channel. I just haven't figured that part out yet.
Very cool. That will be interesting. And I've got to ask you, now that we're talking about math, when you
Sure.
were in college, did you have math tests in the in your particular classroom?
Yes. What do you mean? Like I had midterms and I had tests.
Well, we had up until gosh, up until college calculus, we actually had to go to a testing center to take math tests. And then
Oh,
once
that's
we
weird.
went, yeah, once we went into calculus and statistics, then we took individual exams. Why? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I've never heard of that. The only time anything was special when you needed a special proctor to do the ACT or the SAT,
Hmm.
but otherwise we just have midterms in our class. It's just like a regular day of class, except that today we take our midterm or our final.
Yeah, yeah, it was odd. And then when I went transferred to Embry-Riddle, I tried taking their college algebra. I'm like, wait a minute. I've taken I have taken up to statistics. I've taken calculus. I can't decipher this algebra. And I'm like, what algebra is this? Fortunately, they took my previous syllabus. They saw that I could. They saw that
Yeah, you could do algebra.
yeah, that I could do algebra, and they
Well, sometimes they present it in a weird esoteric way. The raw variables like a plus b, but not what it is. They don't explain it in realistic terms or
Mhm,
like applicable terms. So I can
exactly,
imagine how weird it was. Might have
yeah.
been.
But the worst math, and in high school I got B's, but the worst math class in high school was geometry. Oh God, I hated those proofs.
Oh, I never had to do any proofs in geometry. I had it in ninth grade, and we didn't do any proofs.
Oh yeah, this was sophomore year of high school when we had to do these proofs, and I'm like ready to tear my hair
That
out.
that sounds like college math actually, having to do theorems and in geometry class.
Yeah,
I just did angles and trigonometry and
yeah,
geometry.
nah.
Uh,
So
Interesting.
yeah. Okay, we've digressed, but it's always
Well, we
fun.
have.
But it's always fun to find out more about my my subject, my interviewee.
Sure,
Nice.
absolutely. And I do like to, it is a subject I need to talk more about on my channel. I just need to
Mhm.
figure out a interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
It did come up when I talked about the Orville, when we talked about being able to see in the fourth dimension. So I did have a brief respite of that. But I did have a couple people in the chat saying, why is this suddenly a math or science or whatever podcast? Why are we learning like we're in school?
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I know.
Everything is based on math.
Right.
Okay. So I think the next question we've been kind of going around it, but tell us more about the channel. So it's primarily reviews at this time.
Right. Well, I kind of combine this question with the next question about the subjects.
Sure.
So like I've already described, I want my channel to be a positive place for me to discuss science fiction, but it's okay. Debates can be positive too. I'm okay with those as long as, they're good natured.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I like to talk about the science fiction I've seen and also the science fiction I haven't seen yet. Like I said, the list, I have an enormous list of movies and shows I haven't seen yet, and that I'm going to get around to slowly over time. Just for an example, I hadn't seen Buckaroo Banzai before, but Claudia was talking about it and Scotty was talking about it, and so I finally saw that. And even after seeing it, I'm not sure I really saw it because that's one wild movie. But now and we never find out what that watermelon was for. but now at least I can talk about it, which is what I want my channel to be about. And I prefer to talk about science fiction that's either good or at least genuine, even if it doesn't hit the mark. I wanted to at least tried.
Okay.
And so yes, it is primarily reviews right now. I enjoyed talking about all of the episodes of the Orville, seasons 1 and 2 with Pop Culture Curator.
There it is on the screen. Season
3, we also talked about that. Maybe I didn't love every single one of season 3, but I realize it's a different show now.
Yeah.
So as long as I can separate it from season 1 and 2, I can accept it a little more.
Yeah, I really like this episode where they went into two-dimensional.
That is my favorite episode of the Orville. New Dimensions. Yeah, they went into the second dimension because one of my favorite books is Flatland by Edwin Abbott, and they definitely touch on that in this episode. Love the little shuttlecraft when it goes flat, but the inside of the ship is still in 3 dimensions. And it was actually the only review that R.M. Briggs engage with me in the chat. So she might be lurking around on my other streams, but this was the first time that she actually said hi to me in the chat. So that was really cool.
Well, if you're lurking, Raquel, hello.
Yes, hello, Raquel.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite people, and it's so great to have her as a friend.
Okay. So it's pretty much science fiction, but you're leaving. You're going to be starting to leave some options for other discussions.
Yes. Well, at some point, I was thinking about making a video about the DART program. You remember the DART program that NASA just did? They sent out a spacecraft so that they could smash it into this little asteroid that's orbiting a bigger asteroid, and they smashed something into it already. They did it already, but a long time ago I wanted to make a video about it, but I never did. But they smashed a spacecraft into it to see if it would change its orbit.
You need to see the playback of last week's episode. We just went off into a bizarre tangent based on a meme based on what they did.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, let me I'm gonna.
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah, let me show you.
Because I'm very interested in that. I know that we don't know yet how the orbit's been changed, or if it's been changed.
Okay. All right, let's see.
And so that I wanted to make that, and then so that generally I do want to do some more real life science or math kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
if I figure out how to do it.
Yes, and without the old copyright gurus starting to smack you down. That's always.
All right. Well, I learned to start just reading the script myself instead of trying to play the clips all the time.
Yeah.
Except with the Orville. Orville was really, really generous. They let me play clips as long as I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it was about the creators of the Orville this season. So even if I didn't really like some of the episodes, I got to hand it to them for actually caring about the fans enough to let us clip stuff.
There you go, Joe. That's what led to our weird discussion.
NASA successfully hurled an object into an asteroid at 14,000 miles per hour to see if it could be knocked off course. The James Webb Telescope took a detailed image of the backside. Yeah, the Wile E. Coyote. Yeah, I saw that. That's great.
Yeah, we went off into that tangent for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes,
that's pretty great. Yes, because how did the Roadrunner get on the asteroid?
Yeah, but that's I got a meme for that too.
Marvin the Martian had to have been involved.
We went into the thing where it was all Acme's fault.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, because
it was all
because
Acme.
everything the Coyote buys from Acme is always malfunctioning.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Roadrunner uses it, it works if he uses it.
Yeah, we figured out that that Acme is a fully owned subsidiary of Roadrunner Incorporated.
Right, that explains why the technology works for him.
Yeah. Yes. So
go ahead. And also, with my reviews, I moved on to the original series, which has been a blast not just because of Pop Culture Curator, because he's fantastic. He's foundational rock for my show, but also because my friend Scotty R37 has joined me on the show. And I just recently started live streaming with him quite a bit recently, if you haven't noticed. And he's an extremely knowledgeable Star Trek fan who's been watching since he was a toddler. So it's really great. It's really great having him on, as well as all of the amazing guests that sometimes pop up on that show. And also the Friday show, like you and Tiger Stripes and Dalek 451, who just joined the chat.
Yes, hello, Dalek 451. How are you? Glad you can make it.
And not to mention the incredible chat that I always seem to have. Even if I have just a few people in the chat, they're always really engaging and fascinating, intelligent, and interesting.
Oh yes. We've got a great community out there. Hello, Andy Masterson.
Yeah, we do. Hi, Andy Masterton. Yeah, he showed up on my stream yesterday to say hi.
Yeah.
And actually, another thing about my channel is that in that first stream about DeForest Kelley, I decided I wanted to be able to talk about any sci-fi for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So also taking inspiration from Clobber Time's channel, he always names his shows, always numbers them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be able to talk about sci-fi for the show, so I decided to call it Definite Lunch in Infinite Combinations because I have my show at lunchtime. But then I quickly changed it to Indefinite Lunch in Infinite Combinations because lunch isn't always guaranteed.
That's true.
So of course, that name relates to the Vulcan idea of IDIC, infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I decided to name all of my shows after Vulcan things.
Mm-hmm. Plummy Tea Time.
Right, exactly. And also I had, for a little while, I haven't brought this back yet, the Cos1 reviews, which I decided I would use to talk about science fiction that I didn't like. But I don't think Cos1 is the name of the rite of passage that young Vulcans go through, and it involves learning how to survive in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fitting for when I was trying to review season 2 of Picard, which you helped me with one time. But I don't know what I was thinking trying to talk about that. After 3 episodes, I couldn't keep going, so so I was done with that. And I actually have not revived that show because I just started reviewing the bad Star Trek on my Plomeek Tea Time, which is another Vulcan reference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a better idea because that way I don't draw too much attention to the bad shows, so they don't get as much metrics.
Yes, the less said about them, the better.
Yes, and on the early Tea Times, I was able to talk to Clobber Times. He showed up on my show for a few streams where we talked about Strange New Worlds, and he was generous with his time, and that was really cool with him. I enjoyed talking with him about those shows because none of them were really very good, but he's always fun and interesting to talk to.
Oh yeah. I've had Clobby on. I've had Clobby on here.
You had Raquel too.
Yes, we talked the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually on my list of comics that I want to read someday because I'm not really into comics, but that's high on my list.
That one, and if you're really into science fiction, you got to read the Legion of Superheroes.
Okay.
They are in the superhero teens in the 30th century.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the 30th century. Very cool.
Yes. Do not read any of the newer stuff, but the older stuff.
Yes. Awesome. I think I've learned from Clobby to keep it. Well, he probably puts the limit at a different point than I would, but yeah. Read the older stuff is what he always says.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely go into comic books. So, all right. So we've gone over the chapter. Oh, and I love how you talked about UFO.
Oh yes, that's something that I've also been talking about in my tea time because I started reviewing it because Raquel and Clobby were talking about it. So everything I just seem to draw so much inspiration from that channel. They're so incredible over there, and I love them very much. And I call it UFO because that's how Raquel pronounced it, and it's how all the characters on the show pronounce it.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, that's what they call it. They call it UFO.
And you know, you can learn about everything from the show just from the really cool opening it has.
Exactly. I used to have the Interceptors, or one of these.
Neat. Yeah, the Interceptors are great.
Yeah. So okay.
And I plan to keep. I actually might do a UFO review this Friday if I have a stream.
Cool. All right. I want to open it up to the chat, so I'm going to get to the last question. What are your taboo subjects? What will definitely what will definitely not be on your channel? I can guess one thing: the filth. Did I say that? The filth.
The filth, yeah, the filth being any Star Trek anything that's labeled Star Trek after 2005. It's Steino, Star Trek in name only.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't ban it from my Friday show. I only don't want to talk about it on my Tuesday show because I want the Tuesday show to be about something more positive. But I just have the normal taboo subjects, not wanting to talk about politics or religion or extreme violence or anything.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Okay, that makes sense. And so now we shall open it up to the chat. I know they've been waiting patiently. In fact, let's see. Tiger Stripes put the kibosh on somebody. Let's see. Where is that? Oh yeah, she came. Let's see. Oh, where is it?
That's actually the second time this week I've heard that word.
Kibosh?
Mm-hmm. I actually had to look it up.
Yeah. Let's see.
It means to stop.
There it is. Pierre Kelly. Raymond asked us at the top of the show to hold our questions until after his interview. Thank you, Tiger Stripes. Our question referee. Unfortunately, Legatus isn't here. Too bad. He's got some amazing questions, but he said he was going to be late to the game. Snort says, I've been called a UFO, unbelievably furry object. But here is the question that we start every show with. Because inquiring minds want to know. Pudgy Hedgehog asks, what's your favorite cookie?
Well, my favorite cookie right now is peanut butter chocolate chip, which is what I requested from Sandra last year, and I love it so much that it's now my favorite cookie.
Yep, and it's getting close to her baking.
By the way, Sandra, my order is the same.
You missed her cooking. You missed her cooking session.
Oh man, I know. I'm that one. I'll go back and check that out.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, guys, fire your questions when ready.
Yes, thank you, Sandra.
Let's she says, gotcha. Let's see. And Cobalt asks, question, 2x plus 4 equals 6. Solve for x.
Okay. Well, you subtract
that's easy.
6 minus 4. And you get 2. And then you divide 2 by 2. X equals 1.
Yeah, that was easy. Didn't even have to.
No, I know. I just wanted to be fancy.
Even a goof like me could got that right off the bat. Hey, Cobalt, how are you doing?
Hey, Cobalt.
Glad to see you here. All right, let's see.
No, my 9-year-old had a problem in math, and he hasn't learned algebra yet. But the only way I could figure out how to show him was using algebra. And he said, "Mom, I'm not learning algebra yet." But that was the only way I could do it. I was like, why am I so dumb? I can't figure out how to do this without algebra.
Oh boy, we're getting a lot of math questions here.
Okay, I can't. I actually am not a calculator. I'm good at solving problems, not
coming on with the
like what's the square root of 5,064? No, I can't do that. I can't do anything like that.
Jill, what do you think about Node.js and Go as alternatives to PHP?
I've never tried them. Node.js? Nope. So that's what I think about them. I don't know.
What do you think of?
I don't know what they are.
What do you think of GoDaddy?
But you know what I'll say? about different languages is that I can program in anything. It's just all about knowing how to output and how to input. Can you print something out, and can I see what the variable is? Then I can program in anything.
Ah.
GoDaddy's okay. They're all right. I use them.
Yeah, I use
No.
I use it on my website. I was just curious what you thought about it.
Yeah, they're all right. I haven't ever had any real problems with them. I know they have problems politically sometimes, but they're a good service.
Cobalt. Time for compound interest questions.
Oh no.
She's not an accountant. She's not
Right?
an accountant.
I mean, honestly, okay, so I was a math tutor in university, and my key to being a math tutor was using the internet. I just look up the problem online. And so I was kind of a hack, I just look it up and I figure out how to do it, and then we replicate that for whatever problem they had, and it worked. And I used that, or I used the book, or whatever book they had. And when they didn't come in with the book, I was like, hey, where's your book? How do you expect to come learn without your book? But
I saw a pretty good YouTube video on a very easy way of doing a square root of a big digit number. For the life of me, I don't remember it right off the bat, but it was like, it did involve a lot of writing, but it did work out.
Yeah, I should look into that, learn how to do math in my head, because I don't. I always have to write it down. My ability in math is just being able to actually solve the problem, not necessarily, the numbers part.
Yeah. Well, which
sounds weird if you don't know math.
Yeah. Well, there's like a class. I think in the FAA gives a class in how to math for pilots, because you obviously you might have to do some pretty complex calculations while in the air, especially.
Oh, have you?
Hmm?
Have you had to do complex math as a pilot? And that's pretty cool. I'd love to see pilot math one day.
Oh yeah, where's the temperature drop and how much the wind is going to affect your course. It's pretty
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so the rate of change of the temperature.
Of the temperature, yes. Magnetic variation. There's just so many things
that sounds really awesome.
Yeah. And again, they may be simplistic, but when you're talking about little bitty airplane at 5,000 feet, being able to figure it out while flying the airplane is it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, that's life or death, and then there possibly, and that's the kind of math that I imagine the ladies on the UFO show are figuring out. The ladies that are on the moon with the purple hair, they're the mathematicians. They're the physicists who are figuring out what the pilot should be doing, the interceptors.
Like Sandra says, if you need to divert to an airport off your course, how far is it? At your current speed, how long will it take you to get there? And how much fuel will it use? And what's your wind correction angle?
Neat.
So all of that's got to be figured out while flying the airplane. That's what I really
liked about Top Gun, is that they had a lot of that jargon in that movie. Even though I didn't understand all of it, it seemed realistic to me.
Oh, and Spock used an actual E6B on one of the episodes.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh my. Train leaves the station at 70 miles per hour. 2 hours later, a second train leaves going. Oh, I hated these.
Oh, yeah. No, I've never been good at these at all. So
yeah.
I'm not answering this question.
Although How many tourists can Snortopoopas Cuba chase down and consume? That's the bottom line. How many tourists can Snortopoopas chase down and consume in a 24-hour period? Probably all of them.
Okay, good. I'm glad that wasn't a real question. I was actually starting to write it down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phantom Outsider. Mercy on me.
Let's see. Yes. Let's see. Pudgy asks easy questions. I'm the hard interviewer. LOL. Speaking of which, Pudgy forgot he was baking muffins. He'll be back in muffins. You better save some for us. Sandra said we had to learn how to do square and cube roots longhand. It wasn't fun. Well, Sandra, there's a YouTube video that allows you to do it really quick.
I used my TA-84.
Yeah, me too. And now my patented lecture on the powers of 9. The answer is elephants. Yeah, but now they got scientific calculators. You just click the app. You click the calculator app and select scientific calculator, and there you go. Bim bam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Matt G says Picard season 3, really the whole series, is the modern equivalent of Gilligan's Island meets the Harlem Globetrotters. All right.
I love Gilligan's Island, even when the Harlem Globetrotters were in the movie.
Of course, Son of a Red Shirt says, what do you got against Gilligan's Island, man? Can't think of an episode that bad. I would compare it to Picard. And that really hurts to say.
I agree completely, Son of a Red Shirt. And so there are certain people out there who have some kind of knowledge about season 3 and they think that it's going to be good, or they know it's going to be good, but I just don't get that from the trailer. Nothing about it says to me that this is going to be a good time, but
I haven't even seen the trailer yet. I suppose I should take a look at it and get make my own decisions, but anything coming out of that House of Drek. Right,
exactly. And anything coming from Bad Robot or Secret Hideout with Alex Kurtzman and having anything to do with it, even if he's not directly involved in it, he has that influence on it.
Yeah. Basil said Gilligan's Island was a frustrating series. That twerp always ruined those people's chances to leave that island.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they were so kind, to allow him to stay around.
Yeah, he should have been tossed out and sent out on a raft and never seen again. Let's see.
Well, that's the movie. There is a movie where they turn all the houses into rafts.
yeah, that was where they finally escape the island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, I proved that existence is impossible using a rule and a quarter. Drop the quarter and it passes every fraction of an inch, thereby transcending infinity. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Yes, it's hilarious. 7 and 9 is in Picard. Shouldn't she be on Prodigy? Isn't her captain there? True.
Yeah, and the other weird thing about that is where's Chakotay? Where she's busy suddenly becoming, changing her sexuality for Raffi.
Yeah. What happened?
What happened? What happened there?
Yeah. Let's see.
Not that I ever really liked that relationship, but it was part of Star Trek.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care.
Mm-hmm. Question: total number of Deep Space Nine episodes. Subtract total number of Star Trek original series episodes equals Z. Solve for Z. Wow.
So you have to know how many Deep Space Nine episodes there are first.
Yeah, that's true. I think there was 100 something, but I don't know exactly how much.
Me either.
Yeah. Phantom Outsider says at the end of the rescue from Gilligan's Island, they celebrate by sailing on Minnow 2, which gets wrecked on the original island. Yeah. We should make that. Legatus.
That's funny.
Oh, it did. I saw the movie, and yeah. Yes.
I saw it too, but I forgot about that part. Yes. Oh, well, when did they decide to? Wait, what are you gonna say? Oh, sorry, I interrupted.
Legatus Legionii, this needs to be a immutable law. They will, the castaways will always end up on the same freaking island.
Well, which was the movie where they decided to open up the island as a resort, and they. I don't know. There was another movie, wasn't it?
That one I don't think I saw.
You didn't see that one? That was
No.
I don't know. I just liked all of it, even the silliness. Yeah. So there was 176 episodes of Deep Space Nine, and of course, we know that there are 79 episodes of the original series. Is that right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And so subtract that to get 97. Z equals 97.
Yep. Snorter poopus. Gilligan is a good bear. Gilligan is an agent of the Illuminati. Ooh.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Pop culture creator. Hey, Pop culture creator asked Jill about that movie. No response. Oh well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not watching the chat as much as I should here. I didn't see that.
Let's see. Where is that one? Oh yeah. Have you seen the castaways on Gilligan's Island?
Well, we talked about them already. Those movies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen all the Gilligan's Island movies. After I saw the episode, I wanted more, and so I watched the movies. And then I tried to watch the animated series, but 2 minutes of that, I turned that off. That was bad.
I was just gonna ask you about that. Just gonna ask you.
Oh God, that was bad.
Yeah.
So was when they tried to make it a sci-fi. That wasn't good either.
Yeah. Hail Daijobu Dango asks, will you watch or refuse to watch Picard Season 3, even if it's as good as RMB says? I think we've answered that.
Maybe I watched on mute because I heard that they have real Star Trek people working on the art. So they're going to have Doug Drexler and Michael Okuda working on the actual visuals. So it's going to look like real Star Trek. But if you turn on the volume, it probably won't sound like Star Trek.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. But
Tiger Stripes asks, Jill, you said your husband ran away after your first date. What brought him back around? And how
No, it wasn't after my first date. It was when he was asking me out. When I was in class. He asked me out, and then he ran away because I guess.
Did he pass a note to you in class?
No, we were in computer lab where we were programming. We were doing our assignments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was when he was asking me out, not from the first date. For our first date, we went to a dollar movie, and we saw that fish movie with Will Smith. What was that?
Fish movie with Will Smith.
I don't remember what it was called. Sorry. It was an animated movie.
I don't
Shark Tale? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we went to Wendy's.
Wendy's is a good first date.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Renier. How are you? Let's see.
Which is way different. Now we go to eat sushi for our dates. So,
okay.
So it changed a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, sushi's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra doesn't like seafood, but sushi, I love seafood. As long as it's none of the...
Well, she can have the tempura. Oh. Yeah. Oh, wait, she doesn't like that either. Oh, okay, I guess you can't go to sushi restaurant.
Tiger Stripe said, you two are lucky your budding relationship survived that movie.
I don't think we were watching much of the movie.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
King Dolphin TV, where the deepest YouTube secrets come out. Da da da. Okay, let's see. Tiger Stripe says, "Oh my." Okay, let's see. Yeah, Shark Tales had Will Smith.
Mhm. Yeah, the guy who slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I really liked Will Smith during my childhood. I loved The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Tiger Stripe said, "Did the husband at least wait for an answer?" Well, he ran
Yes.
off.
Yes, he got his answer and he ran off.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to bring up the most recent interview you did of my favorite episode of Star Trek.
Oh, and that's a lot. It seems like it's a lot of people's favorite episode.
Well, it does bring, it's not so much the science, but it's
It's more military drama.
Yeah, more military. And during that time, that would draw a lot of interest. Balance of Terror.
Yeah. I ended up rating this one the highest of any of the episodes that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
I rated it a A++++++. I think I gave it 5 pluses. Because it's pretty incredible. It's the first one that I've been extremely impressed with. I've loved all the episodes so far, but this one was really great in terms of being able to portray Star Trek as a real military force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
of course the characterizations.
Oh yeah, the characters were good. And yes, this was definitely harkens back to the old World War II submarine movies, because there's the Romulans trying to do a mission, knowing there's the Federation out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah. And I also liked how it showed us what they do outside of duty, like having the wedding and everything, and how that's affected by military engagements or by combat engagements.
Yeah, I was actually sad with that one.
Yeah, me too.
I was actually sad.
Yeah, why did the one guy who died have to be him?
Yeah. Hey, but she recovered in shore leave.
Yeah, she did. She is pretty.
She got over it.
She was pretty happy with Rodriguez. So
yeah, she got over it in shore leave. Yeah. Snora Poopa says, "Balance of Terror was inspired by the enemy below."
But you're right. I don't think about it because I got to watch all of Star Trek all together, but nothing really expanded the universe of Star Trek more than Balance of Terror straight off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wish they would have kept the Romulan ship. I've got one. I've got the Romulan.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I was surprised to see that it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Much more than that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking to see any more questions. Let's see. Tiger Stripes. What is your favorite word? What is your least favorite word? What is your favorite curse word? Titus. Now this is Wednesday, so we don't have the kiddie table, so I guess we can do this one. All right.
Okay. My favorite word. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to be back in just a moment.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
All right. We will. Now you got. Now you've got me around, so we shall. These questions are from the Lipton questionnaire. Okay. Let's see.
I don't really think much about my favorite word.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I hear a kitty.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear a kitty.
Hmm. These came from a Lipton questionnaire.
My least favorite word is anti-disestablishmentarianism. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That I'm just gonna use that because I never use it. You know what? Yeah, it is my least favorite word because it's a word I know that I can never really use.
Yeah. I am the favorite curse word.
My favorite curse word is Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, that is a curse word. Followed by Star Trek Picard.
Right.
Let's see.
My favorite word. That's a tough one. I've never thought about it before.
I never have either. I never have either. Let's. One thing that I had mentioned that I was going to mention is, for the longest time I was trying to figure out what. Oh gosh, now I forgot his name. We just saw the Orville. Mercer's best friend.
Ed Mercer's best friend. Who's his best friend?
The
Gordon?
Gordon.
Malone?
Yeah, Gordon. When I first saw the Orville, I said, "This guy looks familiar." And, this guy looks familiar. And then I've heard his music, and then I realized, wait a minute, he was in Band of Brothers.
Oh, he was? Really?
Yes, he was. He was Donald Malarkey from Band of Brothers.
Interesting. I really like Band of Brothers too. I never finished it, but I watched some of the episodes and they were really good.
Yeah.
He was also supposed to be in a TNG episode, but most of his lines got cut.
Yeah.
He was doing something with Wesley.
Oh, okay. Have you cosplayed as a Trek character at a con?
Not a particular character, but I did wear a dress, a TOS dress, and the jumper from The Next Generation.
Okay.
Yes, and I also at one point I also wore the ears. I didn't. So I was a Vulcan one day.
Oh, cool. I was a Vulcan. I did the Vulcan and I did a Klingon.
Oh wow, you did Klingon. That's a little more tough.
Oh yes, it is. But I still have my wooden batlet.
Cool.
You can't,
you can't bring a sharp blade at a convention.
Yeah, so I had a wooden batlet.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Okay.
The batlet. Nope. That's a real weapon there.
Yeah, I wasn't really much for the Meklev.
No.
Snortapoopa says, I like words that have amusing sounds. Numpty, pizzle, frumpy, dingleberry. Okay, Snort. Sean Carter. Sean Carter, how are you, sir? Another newcomer. Okay, lots of people here today. You are a draw, Jill.
I really love all the great people in the chat. That's really cool that you got them all here.
Yeah. I love guys who cosplay as Klingons. There's a group in the Bay Area who are hilarious.
Me too. When I went to the convention, I went to a special Klingon dinner where they had people dressed up as Klingons, and you ate dinner with them, and it was at the Millennium Fandom Bar. And they had some Star Trek playing. They were playing a JJ movie. So I said, "Hey, can you change this?" And so they changed it. They changed it for me. They changed it to Undiscovered Country, and I was much happier.
Right. Good. Yeah, I didn't have the Klingon outfit. What I had was I have a Starfleet I have a DS9 uniform, so I just decided to go as Worf.
Nice. Worf. And Sandra was Jedzia.
We were not together at the time.
Oh. So now y'all got to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. I'll have to convince her to go as Jadzia.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
Or if she doesn't want to be Jedzia, she could be a different Dex. She could be Sandra Dex.
Yep, she can be Sandra Dutch. Yes. All right. Let's see. Yes, BS before Sandra. Nice, Cobalt. Nice. Tiger
That's a
Stripes.
sad thing to think about.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Tiger Stripes says, Sandra, will you accept the challenge? Ooh, they put the challenge to Sandra. So, Sean Carter said, I asked my wife to cosplay as T'Pol once. Not T'Pol. T'Pol was the
T'Pau?
T'Pol was the Vulcan leader, unless she meant T'Pol.
Yeah, and T'Pau is from Enterprise.
Yep. Now I liked T'Pol in Enterprise. She was badass.
That's what's really cool about Vulcans, because they could span generations of Star Trek.
Mhm.
You can have Vulcans in Enterprise, TOS,
Mhm.
and the same one, and then also in TNG.
Yep, that is true. So she said, no, stupid Ponfar. I almost didn't make it. And Tiger Stripe says, you would be a lovely Jadzia to Sandra. I agree,
I
Tiger
think so
Stripes.
too.
I agree, Tiger Stripes.
I just need to find an appropriate time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would. Maybe we can do a cosplay on either King Dolphin TV or on your channel.
Oh yeah, that'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
That's what's really great about our channels is, that we have such a great community that has such great chatters and everything.
Mm-hmm. Snorterpoopus says Ponder's cosplaying as Snorterpoopus Q Dax.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he could.
I don't see why Dax can't be a bear.
No, I can't either. Cannot either.
They were kind of iffy about. They kept saying that only these super special people can have a symbiont, but it turned out that most of the population could have it. It's just that there weren't so many of them. They didn't want people fighting over the few that were available.
Yeah, and spoiler alert: they proved that a human could take the symbiont.
Oh, was that Riker?
Yep, with Riker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. If you want to talk about the original shows straight up, then that's a different story. Phantom Outsider, Car 54 has humor that still holds up. My Favorite Martian has great acting, etc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Car 54, that's sci-fi?
That's comedy.
Oh,
sitcom.
My Favorite Martian definitely has to be sci-fi.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'll write that one down. I don't know about it. I don't know what I'll be reviewing, but I think I saw a question: will I be reviewing Red Dwarf? That's definitely on the list. I don't know when.
Where is that one? Way back up?
Yeah, it was back up. I saw it, but I thought you would get to it eventually, but
yeah, well.
But I just remembered now that I really loved Red Dwarf, and it has some really cool science fiction concepts, because Red Dwarf is kind of a mix between science fiction and science fantasy, and a little bit of horror, and of course also it's a sitcom.
Yeah.
So it's got it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on PBS for. It was on PBS for a while. I never really saw it.
Oh, you haven't seen Red Dwarf? Yeah, you should
No.
check it out. It's really great. And so I was thinking that I'm the one who's going to be inundated with things that I should science fiction things that I need to watch and review. But
Yeah.
I definitely recommend Red Dwarf.
Well, one that I would probably suggest one of the old Irwin Allen's, not Lost in Space, because everybody has seen Lost in Space. But one of the things that I find criminally under reviewed around here is Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Oh, the movie?
Well, the movie is one thing, but the series.
Oh, there was a series.
Yes.
Actually, Pop Culture Curator and I, after we're finished reviewing the animated series, are going to review Lost in Space, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's in the chat, right? Pop Culture Curator.
No, he left.
Actually,
actually.
Okay.
Comic Relief Crusaders saying, God, go watch Red Dwarf. Okay, I will watch Red Dwarf.
Up yelling.
Yeah, easy, Tiger. Yeah. Carla Burton's saying the same thing. Hey, man, you need to watch it. Okay. Gotta find it first.
And so this is the part of the stream where everybody tells me all of the things that I need to be watching.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Which is pretty much everything.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea starts out with good thriller, techno thriller drama when it was in the black and white season. Maybe once or twice she had a monster. Then the second season was better, and then it as the remaining 3 seasons when it became the monster of the week. But
it degraded in storytelling, basically. It became a formula.
Yeah. But the coolest thing was the flying sub, where you can go out, it goes out from the bottom of the sea view, and then you could fly anywhere you want to go. The flying sub was awesome. It was the Defiant before they figured it out.
Oh yeah, I do like a show with some good vehicles, so that's why I like UFOs so much.
Yeah. Let's see. Red Dwarf was released on DVD. I got it. It may be available on BritBox.
It is. It's on BritBox. That's how I see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Dalek, you have you guys have twisted my arms. I will watch Red Dwarf.
Yeah, it's like oh. Hold on just a second. I have to take this.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we've got I've got to watch Red Dwarf. Yes. Oh, yes, John Rendell. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was like Star Trek underwater, crossed with the Twilight Zone at times. Yep. Yes, definitely. And it actually lasted 5 seasons. It actually lasted 5 seasons. Oh, I loved Fantastic Voyage. Oh, that is an outstanding movie.
And that was just a bit of life outside of YouTube. My son is old enough that he can go walk to the corner store and pick up some milk for us. So he's done that. And so we keep communication lines open with him on the phone.
Awesome. Let's see. Carla Burton said, I showed my 14-year-old Red Dwarf to show him what real comedy is. Oh, okay. Hello, Christina Hoffman.
Yeah, I show my son Red Dwarf too.
Oh, okay. I guess I will have to. Christina Hoffman is here. Welcome aboard. I am with Antiderivative Jill, and we've been talking about her channel. And
hello, Christina Hoffman. I really liked your interview.
Yeah, they'll be back in November.
Very cool.
Yeah, talking about gaming. Do you game? Or
yes.
What do you play?
Well, when I was a kid, my first system should have been the SNES, but I never got that. But my brother was younger than me, and he got the Nintendo 64. So
Oh.
that was the first system I played. I played Mario 64, and my favorite game on that system was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I would play that over and over and over again. I could play it right now, and I'd be happy. Great
Have you
story.
gone? Go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay. Have you done Dungeons and Dragons or any board games type things? Or
No, I haven't. My only experience with that is World of Warcraft, which is nothing like, tabletop gaming, but it's inspired by it.
okay. Let's see. And Christina says, "Thank you." All right.
Yeah. And I also play Fallout 4. And have I seen Firefly? Yes, it's the sci-fi western. If it's one of your favorite shows, I've only seen it once through, but I definitely very much enjoyed it, and it's a really good format. I like the idea that in the future we're all going to know Chinese.
Let's see. Jane, he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor, stood up to the man and gave him what for. Our love for him now ain't hard to explain.
Hold on.
The hero of Canton, the man they call Jane. All right. Yes, I remember seeing that program, the Fantastic Voyage cartoon, especially Guru, a Tibetan wizard possessing fantastic powers. Yes, that was a good one. Of course, Busby, I wanted to choke him quite a few times. He was annoying. I did not like Busby.
Yeah. And Basil says Fallout 4 is a good game, but Fallout 3 is more fun. And yeah, I heard that Fallout 3 and New Vegas are better games. I just haven't gotten around to them yet.
Cobalt says, roll 1d8, 6. Jill is now an elf.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of short for an elf, but I guess it could still work because I've had the ears. I have the ears.
Oh, okay.
Not too different.
All right. Let's see.
No, I have the Vulcan ears, but they can work for an elf.
Yeah. Carla Burton says, I understand Tiger Stripes. I think that's why we love sci-fi shows. They transport us to a world we love.
I agree. Well, wait, what did Tiger Stripes say?
Wait. Let's see. I think they were still up. There it is. Carla Burton, it's one of those fictional places where my heart lives. Yeah.
I see. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, entertainment's all about a bit of escapism.
Yes, definitely. As long as it makes sense and is a good story.
Right. It's all about the story and the characters and how they relate to one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can you tell a story in 30 minutes? It seems like no one can do that anymore.
That's true.
An hour. They have to. Nowadays, now they can only make one story in 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah, what I prefer is Deep Space Nine, where they can have a story arc, but each episode has its own story.
Exactly.
That's how they do it.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely how they do it. And we'll probably be talking more about DS9 down the road.
Well, sure. It doesn't seem. I didn't realize how many different topics you could draw from DS9.
Oh yeah.
You've got all the best ideas.
Well, I try. $451 says I still have the original 8 seasons of Red Dwarf on DVD. Yeah, okay. Let's see.
He's just yes, but I agree with Dalek. Watch Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I will. Firefly actually got the science right too.
They're actually still making Red Dwarf, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the actors are getting older, but they're still they stopped for a while and they started up again.
Yeah. Oh, Christina Hoffman says DS9 Worf Art.
I love Worf too.
Yes. What's not to love about Worf? Yes.
Hmm.
Badass Klingon with a heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Raised by humans.
Yeah. I'll tell you a secret. I have a thing for a show where people sit down to eat together. Not sure why, but I know I do. Okay. And yes, we all love Worf. Yes, we do. We all love Worf.
So then you must have loved Enterprise. That was their thing. Instead of playing sports or playing poker, they had the captain's dinners.
Yep. Christina uh, liked Gowron's eyes.
Yeah, I have a photo with my family with Gowron. It's I treasure it.
Oh, okay. Cobalt
No,
said.
not to mention.
Cobalt says Picard season 3 Worf is supposedly a pacifist.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's what I should have said earlier. Yeah, no, that doesn't follow.
No, no, no. One
No,
person. Go ahead.
and I think I heard Michael Dorn saying in interviews that they convinced him to change the character, and so not I'm not excited.
Yeah. One when I went to a comic book store and I was talking to the owner there, and he came up with a really interesting comment about Star Trek. He said all of Star Trek is in the Nexus, and I looked at him and said, "Hmm, that is so true." I
Oh,
mean,
ever since Generations, all the movies after that are from the Nexus.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
I think just the TNG. I think the theory is that just the TNG movies are in the Nexus. They're Picard's dreams, because
Yeah,
that's why he becomes more of an action hero instead of the way he
yeah,
was in the series.
that's true. Yeah, action hero Picard is. Of course, I stuck it out because it was Star Trek, but when I heard they were going to have Patrick Stewart on, I just I it took me a long time to figure it out because all I could figure is how he was such a horrible actor in the Dune movie. He was a he was a
Oh,
horror.
oh,
He,
really?
yes, he was a horrible actor. Sting showing off his six pack was a much and saying nothing was a much better actor than Patrick Stewart.
That is very descriptive.
It's true.
Yeah, but he ended up working out for the show, I guess.
Yeah. Until yeah.
Until you know when, which is the
Mhm.
I guess part.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. Christina says Worf needed his own show. Yes, TNG and DS9 would not have worked without him. Yeah.
I agree.
Cool.
He had wanted a Captain Worf show a long time ago, and I wish it
Uh-huh.
would have happened back then before all this stuff happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Basil says Generations was incompetent trash. Picard is them purposely giving you the middle finger. Yep.
Yeah, Generations was terrible because they just buried Captain Kirk under a bunch of rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have a friend who likes it, so I've tried to think
Yeah.
about it differently, but I still
Um,
don't like it.
mhm. He was better off with the original death doing with the the Enterprise B or C, whatever. Let's see. Tiger Stripes asks, "What's your favorite book?"
Oh, I was wondering if I was going to be asked about reading because that used to be my favorite pastime growing up. I would devour whole libraries and everything, um, but of course I don't read as much these days because I'm reading more the internet than
Mhm.
actual books. But uh, but my favorite book is probably it always seems to come back to A Brave New World for me, the
Hmm.
sci-fi dystopia.
Whoa.
because I had read it when at a very young age, and as I've grown up and reread it, it becomes more and more true every day, especially when you pair it with 1984. Because 1984 covers the surveillance, but A Brave New World touches on the idea that we will give away our identities willingly, like how we do with smartphones and everything, through our own social media and entertainment. And so that's really the foresight in that book. It's amazing. It covers control through education, family, medicine, and um, it's an all-encompassing warning, but it, we're not really following it. But I'm but I'm impressed with its accuracy, and it's enjoyable to read despite being in dystopia.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I read it. Have you seen either? She said, Tagger Stripe says, "Wow, I tend to prefer books with more pleasant endings, or at least with an ambiguous ending."
Yeah, right. It doesn't end very nicely, but I enjoy reading it anyway. I guess that's just how I was when I was a teenager. That I liked it then, and I still like it now. But actually, right now I'm trying to read the Foundation trilogy by Isaac Asimov, but I haven't gotten too far yet. But I bought all the books, so I'm halfway there. And
Snoopy's outside.
also I'm also so since Star Trek is so bad these days, I'm also going to start trying to read the Star Trek novels with that, which I've never done.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I bought Spock's World, so I'm reading that with a friend with Scotty, and so that's fun so far. But we're only into a couple chapters on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, and I've had those. It's just when you have moves, you these books tend to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still have one called Best Enterprise and Best Destiny. Best Destiny. They're the story about Enterprise is the story of the Enterprise's first mission, and you actually meet George Kirk when he was a.
Oh, neat! When he was working with Zephyr Cochrane.
No, when he was working with Robert April.
Oh wow! Oh, so it was even before that. Interesting.
No,
That's
George. Robert April was the first.
Oh, George Kirk. I don't know why I was thinking of freaking I was getting him mixed up with Archer's dad.
No, this is George Kirk.
Yes.
Working
Kirk's
with
father, yeah.
right.
Of course.
And then the Enterprise was telling about that first mission. Best Destiny goes into Kirk as a teenager, past right after the Kodos massacre.
Wow. And what is Kirk doing? He's not obviously not in Starfleet yet.
No, he's a kind of a delinquent. So strangely enough, the filth got it right, but not.
Well, the only thing, I know in the academy he was a walking stack of books, and he actually had his own students and everything. So the book you were reading was more aligned with the JJ movies.
Yeah, kind of. It was right after. Right after the massacre. So, that really screwed up his brain, and he really had a tough time with his dad. But it was it was a good story.
And what was George doing in that book?
Trying to set him on the right track, and hopefully showing hopefully with the help of Bob April and taking him in the Enterprise.
Okay. So he kind of had kind of a Nog story, except
but the first thing
through a human perspective.
But the first thing that Kirk says is, "What a hunk of junk," and it's like about the Enterprise. What a hunk of junk, or words to that effect.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. So it was a good book. Snorter Poopa says, "I thought My Enemy and My Ally was a pretty decent Star Trek novel. I liked Diane Duane's take on the Romulans better than what they did in TNG." Yeah.
Diane Duane, yeah, she's the one that wrote Spock's World that I'm reading.
Mm-hmm. If you want a good graphic novel, a Star Trek graphic novel, look at Debt of Honor. I just got it on Kindle. I had it before.
I heard of that one before.
Oh, it is awesome. I think I have the hard copy buried in my comic book. Hey, Jay Hoffman's here.
Hi, Jay Hoffman.
Yes, but yeah, it is really good. The time frame is right after the whale song incident, but it goes through it goes back way back in Kirk's history. With this,
it's after Star Trek 4, but it goes back in history.
Yeah. Let's just say there's a lot of backstory before the main thing in Star Trek 4.
Gotcha.
You have
That's
to read
cool.
it. It's called Debt of Honor.
Is Jillian in it?
Yes, she is.
Okay, then I got to read this.
Yes, a lot of old friends are there, and some old enemies. So,
very cool.
Yes. Well, we can go on.
Well, yeah, I was starting a book list over here.
Yeah. We can go on forever talking.
Oh, hello in the chat to Scotty R37.
Yes, hello, Scotty. How are you, sir? Glad you can make it. So let's. Jay Hoffman says, LOL, sci-fi books and films. Oh man, I'm in heaven.
Yes, I do plan on reviewing stories, novels and stuff on my channel too at some point. That's just one of my dreams, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Yep. Let's see. And Christina says Star Trek Animaniacs episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that Animaniacs Animaniacs Star Trek was way better than current Star Trek.
Yes. Let's see.
And Garfield and Friends did a Star Trek parody too. That was better.
Yeah. Let's see. Phantom Outsider found the third book a massive letdown with the mule. Okay, they're talking about the Asimov story.
Yeah, Sandra was saying she met Asimov.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep,
That's
she
incredible.
got an autograph.
Yeah, and Asimov worked as a science consultant for Star Trek.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I've got John Colicos autograph. I like him as core.
Very cool.
Yes. You have an interviewer. Christina is saying, please interview me about my book whenever it gets published.
Absolutely. Is it science fiction? Yeah, I'd love to read it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Let's see.
That's a great idea.
Jay Hoffman says, if you like a dystopian future story with grim realistic settings, I just finished A Killing Star. And it was fantastic. And
I'll add anything to my reading or watch list that anybody thinks will fit.
Dolphin Wars.
Yeah, and Dolphin Wars does fit into the category of my channel.
Hey, you got it. Shameless self-plugs here.
Yes, I plan on reviewing Raquel's stories, her short stories, and your book too. Obviously without spoilers.
Yeah. Let's see. And Tiger Stripe saying, will you consider watching a show on Cosme with me tonight? It has a lot of walking in it, so you can say no. Oh, Jill, this has been wonderful. I am so glad. I am so glad that we decided to do this as a change of pace. You come on and talk about your channel.
Yeah, me too. I had a lot of fun
It's been
talking about it.
It's been amazing. It's always a great time talking to you, and I'm glad you came. And,
Thanks. Thanks for
and
having
we'll
me
have to do this. We'll have to talk about sci-fi fantasy again, outside of what we're doing anyway, because we're doing a lot.
We are.
We are doing a lot. So Scotty R37 says, I'm sorry I showed up so late. I always miss the cool kids. Well, there's always the replay, Scotty R37.
Yeah, please watch the replay.
Yes,
It's
please.
very good.
Yes. Spoiler alert about dolphin wars. Dolphins are not fish.
They are mammals.
They are mammals, yes.
And,
So,
and my second favorite animal.
yeah. Yes, I must replay, comment and such. Yes. I got to figure out how to get the comments to stick around on a replay.
Well, they stick around as long as you don't make a change, like cut out stuff from the video. I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Christina Hoffman says, so long and thanks for all the fish.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
That's a Hitchhiker's reference.
Yes.
Oh, right. That's another thing you haven't seen, right?
Right. I haven't read it, so I can't be accused of plagiarizing it.
You know, I had actually first heard the BBC radio before I read the book, and then watched the BBC series.
Yeah.
And then the Alan Rickman movie. Which is one that Cobby doesn't like.
Snortopoopas Cuba says dolphins lied about being the second smartest creatures on the planet. They are the third. Oh, let me guess. The seagull is the first. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. Comment on the video, not the chat. Like the live chat still exists. Okay. All right. So let us. John Reynolds says, it's time for show notes, but I'm not going to play the song. We're professional here. We're professional here.
We're professional Starfleet officers today.
Yes. None of this shenanigans. Okay. So let us go into the show notes. This Sunday, we're going to have. Thank you, Cobalt. This Sunday, yes, I said Sunday because Sandra and I will be at a banquet Saturday night. So we will be doing a special Sunday just because. And we're going to have Bunny Mom Ambrosia join us.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we'll see bunnies. We're also on the 14th, we'll be I'll be doing a book signing, and I will have a special guest star as I will be meeting Cobalt and Pudgy live and in person. So on the 14th, we will be doing that, and we'll be discussing probably Dolphin Hedgehog Con or something like that. So,
also, hi, Rennie.
Yes, hi, Rennie. A night or good night, Rennie. So Sunday will be special just cause. On the 19th, I will have Brandon, the anime guy. We'll be talking anime. On the 26th will be the debut of Surfside Chat. It's not sure what I'm going to do there, but it's going to be totally unstructured. I may have a guest. I may just talk to myself. We'll figure that out. On the 29th, continue to mark down your calendar will be the big birthday anniversary bash. On the 23rd is which is the first day that I started my stream, but that is on what day is it? That's a Sunday. Well,
Yeah.
it's so close to my birthday that I figured I'd just combine the two.
A birthday anniversary. Cool.
Bash. Yes, birthday anniversary bash. Yes, on the 29th. And on November 2nd, we will have Christina and Jay Hoffman coming again to talk about board gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, that type of stuff.
Matt G wants to know what time on Sunday.
Okay, Sunday. Okay, okay, Matt G. It will be probably 5 o'clock. It will be 5 o'clock on Sunday, Eastern time. Birth anniversary, yes. Birth anniversary. No, it's going to be 5 o'clock on Sunday. I may make it 4 o'clock because it is a Sunday and pop culture breakdown. But I'll think about that over the weekend. So it may be 4 o'clock Eastern time, or it may be 5 o'clock Eastern time. So,
cool.
Yep. Okay, and then we're also got some big things coming up in November. We've got the return of Radio King Dolphin TV with Antiderivative Jill and Tiger Stripes. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, that's chapter 1.
Yes, chapter 1 of All's Fair, and it's going to be really good. Our rehearsals have been great.
I've always wanted to also read books on my stream, public domain ones, so I won't get in trouble.
Yeah, yep. It's going to be a blast. Yes, and we'll have other things coming up in going through the end of the year. So let us say goodnight to everybody. We're going to Jill, stick around after. I gotta propose something to you.
Cool.
The Wrench Team Supreme, we had Renier. Unfortunately, Legatus, Lidge, and I couldn't come, and sorry about that. Hope you're okay, Legatus, and hope you have a good evening. We had John Rendell, and we had Renier, and of course, I gotta do it. Yes, I have to do it. Cue Jaws music. Sort of poopas. Cubar.com. And there's a Snoopy sighting. So there is Snort, Mini Snort, or Son of Snort, as the movie is now. So,
the horror movie.
Yes, the horror movie Son of Snort. We have Sandra, my producer, the wrench wench, and my better half, and the one who helps me out and keeps me out of trouble. Thank you, honey. Love you. Sandra. We had his chatters today. We had Pudgy Hedgehog and we had Cobalt. See you guys on Friday. Tiger Stripes, great questions and great interaction tonight. And thank you for being here. We had Scotty R437 or R37.
Yes, with the Phantasmagoriums.
Yes,
channel.
With the Phantasmagorians channel. We had Matt G. We had Carla Burton. We had Phantom Outsider Jill. If you want to find his channel, we could put it up on the private chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean Phantom Outsiders or Scotty's?
Scotty's.
Okay. I didn't know Phantom.
Yeah, we had Mark G. who was here. Carla Burton. Thank you. Thank you for coming all the way from New Zealand. We had Phantom Outsider. Hello. We had the amazing Andy Masterson. Please subscribe to Andy's channel to look at great action figures. And yes, they are action figures. There you go. Sub to Scotty R37 and friends. And there's Andy Masterson's channel.
Yeah, he makes lots of cool stuff.
Yes, he does. Thank you, Pierre Kelly, for being here. Thank you for Lord Thoth for being here. Great guy. See him on Saturday night Star Trek. Pop Culture Curator, thank you for being here. Clobby is a long name.
That's why on my channel I put Clobby.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got it right. Okay. Let's see. We got let's
I'm
see.
just glad the bot is working.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay. Subscribe to Clobbering Times. Great stuff there.
Yes, and apparently an inspiration for both of our channels.
Yes, indeed. We got Pop Culture Curator. We got Basil, the Pumpkin Seagull, with great comments tonight. We had SB4H here. We had the Comic Relief Crusader here. The lovely Agent Pepsi 1. No. Agent Pepsi 1 was here. Dalek 451 was here. We had newcomers. We had DK Dan. We had Son of a Red Shirt. We had Tony Stark. We had the Woke Breaker. We had Daijobu Dango, Sean Carter, and our friends Christina Hoffman and Jay Hoffman. They want me to play it.
Yeah.
They want me to play it.
Well, you knew that they were going to ask for it.
Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Show notes. Better late than never. And here we go. Oh, and on the 16th, we will have the debut of the latest promo video that Fed for Hire made for me. Hail Fed for Hire, and please subscribe to his channel. He is absolutely amazing and a great contributor to King Dolphin TV and other people. But I want to claim him. All mine. But
and Doomcox.
Yes, and Doomcox. Yeah, we'd be brawling for him. All right, guys, here we go.
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. With Mr. Raymond and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. Done.
Hooray!
Yeah, that's going to get an Emmy.
It is actually very popular.
Yes, live from Carnegie Hall, Pudgy with show notes. Yay. Okay, there. You got it, guys. Okay, well, this was a great show, Jill. As always, when you're here, it's a great show, and I'm glad we got to talk about your channel and what you do there. Great stuff.
Me too, and I hope to do more. I want to do more edited. I want to go back over my past live streams, make some edited stuff too.
Great. All right, everybody, you all have a good night. We will see you Sunday.
Good night, everyone.
We'll see you Sunday. I want everybody to be safe and be well, and we'll see you soon. Bye, all.
boring science.